All right, what's going on YouTube? Super Peter OK here. It's been a minute. I've kind of been slacking on the predictions and everything. The last couple cards I've missed, but here we are, day of the fight. UFC 291, Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2 for the BMF title. As always, I will give you my predictions from the bottom of the card to the top of the card. And as a lot of y'all already know, um, the Wonder Boy versus Michel Pereira is no longer happening, so they moved Derek Lewis to fight Marcos Rogerio de Lima up to the main card. So let's take a look, shall we? First fight on the prelims: Miranda Maverick versus Priscilla Cachoeira. So I've seen both these women fight. And I saw the weigh-ins also, and Priscilla was much bigger than Miranda. Um, and Priscilla's coming in. I think she's starting to come into her own. Yet she's had a lot of favorable matchups, and she's come out on top. And Miranda's kind of had tougher road to get here, and she is coming off a loss too. So you see it there, 5'3", 5'7". Miranda's got the better wrestling, but Priscilla's got the better stand-up. But I feel like Priscilla is going to stop Miranda. It's either going to be a dominant decision or she's going to finish her. Second round TKO for Priscilla is my final pick. Next one, Matthew Semmelsberger versus Uros Medic. I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen Uros Medic fight, but I have seen highlights of him. And he looks like a monster. He looks like an absolute killer. And Matthew Semmelsberger, has he gotten a win in the UFC? I'm not even sure about that. But yeah, he's had a tough road. His last fight he could have won. He dropped the dude that he fought like 2 or 3 times, but he just kept getting out wrestled and just bad fight IQ. And Uros Medic, this guy looks like a killer, and he just goes for the kill. And Matthew's going to have a hard time again, and he'll probably get cut after this, so I'm going to go with Uros Medic, first round TKO. Alright, next one. Jake, I'm Not Justin Bieber Matthews versus Darius, Smelling Like Flowers. Gotta be honest, I have never seen Flowers fight, which is good, because this is his UFC debut, so that's not bad. 12-5 though. 12-5-1 against 18-6 Jake Matthews. He's the bigger guy, and this is welterweight 170, so Matthews is really coming to his own. Win some, lost some, win some, lost some, but he has those flashes of brilliance. So I feel like this is tailor-made for him to look good. So I'm gonna say Jake Matthews by submission, second round guillotine choke. That's just what I see. Next one up in middleweight, Roman Kopylov versus Claudio Ribeiro. 10-2 versus 11-3. I haven't actually seen Claudio Ribeiro fight Ribeiro against Roman Kopylov, and I feel like I have seen Kopylov fight, but I've also seen some of his highlights, and he looks like a monster. But this Claudio Ribeiro looks pretty athletic as well. This is probably going to be a pick'em fight, but if I were to go with anything, I would say Roman Kopylov by decision on that one. Here's one. I think this dude, Vinicius Salvador, didn't make weight, and CJ accepted the fight, so he'll still get 20% of Vinicius' purse. 11-4 versus 14-5. You know, CJ's a tough cat. He fought another really flashy Brazilian his last fight out, and almost lost a couple times. What a comeback. One of the crazier comebacks you'll ever see. That being said, I don't think I've seen Vinicius fight, but if he's strained or anything, CJ seems to have the cardio, he seems to have the willpower and the gas tank to make things happen. As long as he doesn't get completely blown out of the water, this is CJ's fight to win. So I'm gonna go with CJ Vergara by decision. And the main prelim is Gabriel Bonfim of the Bonfim brothers versus Trevin I Don't Look Like Austin Theory Giles. I think they say Giles, right? So Bonfim is the new hotness right now. I know his brother lost recently, but he's 24 years old, undefeated, and he's beaten some really good names, right? So I'm thinking he's gonna blow Trevin out of the water because Trevin is proven, but against this guy, I don't know how he gets it done. Outside of a huge upset, I don't see him beating Gabriel Bonfim. I got Gabriel Bonfim by club and sub. First round, he's gonna hurt him, snatch up a gilly or rear naked choke. He's gonna get something, so it's gonna be a highlight for sure. Now, on to the main card. Only one switch up, like I mentioned in the beginning. We have Michael Chiesa, Maverick, versus Kevin Trailblazer Holland, aka Big Mouth. 18-6 versus 24-9, 0-1, no contest. This one, it's not hard to see what's gonna happen. Outside of a flashy strike that Kevin were to catch Chiesa with, hypothetically, I would think Chiesa's got this in the bag, because if things get a little shaky on the feet, he can easily go back to his wrestling and use his top game and smother Kevin and just dominate him. And he's done that. He's shown that he's able to do that. So I feel like Michael, outside of, like I said, long 1-2 straight down the pipe from Kevin, catching him quick and cold, I don't see Chiesa losing this. I got Michael Chiesa, unanimous decision. 29-28, maybe a harrowing round or two, but outside of 1 or 2 scary moments, he's going to get it done. So I got that one. Tony, next one up, lightweight. Tony El Cucuy Ferguson versus Bobby King Green. 29-14, 1-1 versus 26-8. You know, a lot of people are saying Tony's done, and he's lost, how many, 5 in a row now? Against Bobby, who, before his no contest with Jared Gordon, he got knocked out by Drew Dober. But Ferguson is not on Drew Dober's level right now, as of now. And the only his past 2 performances that we got to look off of is his welterweight fight with Nate Diaz, where he kind of just gave it away, and he had a good shot at winning just with his leg kicks and his output. And against his first round against Michael Chandler, where he looked pretty good, and then second round just got starched with that front kick. I'm sorry. This one, I don't see how Tony gets it done unless it's the Tony of old that could eat a shot, come forward, bleed a little bit, and then sink in a Dars on Bobby. Outside of that, I feel like Bobby's just going to pick him apart for 3 rounds, and it's just going to be a big bloody mess. And yep, unfortunately, I got Bobby Green by decision. No, I don't think he can finish Ferguson, but it's going to be a bloody decision. Okay, next fight, which was going to be on the prelims. I think it was going to be underneath the Gabriel Bonfim fight. Derek Black Beast Lewis versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. 26-11, 0-1 versus 21-9-1. So very, very similar styles, very similar records, sort of. Yeah, and Derek actually, at the weigh-ins, he looked good. You could actually see his abs. So it looks like he's taken this much more seriously. But since this card is in Salt Lake City, and the altitude out there is 4,200 feet above sea level, this is going to be pretty interesting. If it goes past the first round, which I predict it might, if, they take their time going into the first, I can foresee the crowd booing and stuff. Derek maybe throwing that switch kick that he likes to throw, and it never really lands, right? But it is flashy. And De Lima, I think he has worse cardio than Derek, because we've seen we've seen Derek go the distance a couple times. against Ngannou, against Roy Nelson, for example. Um, it depends what Derek shows up. If he's lethargic and he looks tired and he looks like he doesn't want to be there, we can only tell once he's actually in the cage. But um, I'm gonna go with my gut on this one. I think De Lima. I think it's gonna be a brawl like very early on. Derek's gonna try to press the action, sorry, and De Lima's just gonna try to counter him, and he's gonna knock him out, and then we're gonna see another Ric Flair flop from Derek. Woo! So I got De Lima by first round, Ric Flair flop knockout, and then Derek is gonna run out of the cage every time, just like he does when he loses. Light heavyweight bout, possibly number one contender or for interim light heavyweight title. Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Poatan Pereira, 29-9-1 versus 7-2-0. This one I don't think requires a lot of thought too much. It's gonna go one of two ways. It just depends what you guys think's gonna happen. Either Alex cracks Jan and drops him and then just finishes him off with TKO ground and pound. No, okay, there's three scenarios. Either that happens or they both exchange and Jan catches Alex and then finishes him, or Jan, as soon as he tastes the power, shoots a double leg, takes Alex down, takes his back, and chokes him out. And I'm not saying Alex doesn't have a shot here, but I just foresee Jan having more ways to win. And even though this pick might come back later to bite me in the butt, I'm going to go with Jan Blachowicz by submission, rear naked choke, first round after getting clipped, maybe bloodied. He's going to survive. He's going to smother Alex. He's going to pound him. And then he's just going to take his back and choke him. Or TKO from mount. Either one, but it's going to be quick. That's all I know. And finally, the main event for the BMF belt, as my dude Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, the previous BMF title holder, made up title, I know, but you gotta sell pay-per-views, right? And again, it strikes me so crazy that Dustin and Justin have not gotten casual audiences tuned in. Like, they don't have that attention, even though these are two fighters that absolutely deserve it. They really, really do. This one, it could be a different fight, or it could be the same thing, just picking up from round 4. Yeah, I think this one's tough. If Justin comes in technical and doesn't rush stuff, and he picks his shots, works the body, lands those heavy leg kicks super early on, it's going to be a tough night for Dustin. But if Dustin can hurt him early, sting him early, and make things interesting, it's his fight to lose. This is a tough one. You know what? But this time, I'm going to go with my heart instead of my head. Head says Dustin's going to take it. But my heart somehow thinks Gaethje isn't going to mess this up like he did last time. And he's going to be patient. And he's gonna start to pick Dustin apart, and it's gonna be harder for Dustin to get that finish later on in the fight. But if Dustin were smart, he would make the exchanges a little, if they're too close on the feet, shoot some double legs, look to clinch, hit the body, go for trip takedowns, and sort of smother Gaethje a little bit each round, and sort of deplete the gas tank. He could do that, but I don't know how he gets it done. But we'll see. I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje by split decision. Call me crazy, but I think this fight's going to go the distance. If it doesn't end like second, third round, this is going to go the full 5 rounds, I feel. And it's going to be a close fight. So those are my picks for UFC 291, top to bottom. Hopefully y'all enjoy the fights tonight, and I will see you filthy animals later. Ow!